the game. One big difference between the two, Brady has been with Bill Belichick his entire career, unlike Rodgers. Former Cowboy great Darren Woodson said Rodgers wouldn't be able to deal with Belichick for that long without, quote, his ego being up, unlike Brady, who feels it's not about himself. Woodson added, when the Patriots played the Green Bay Packers, people were saying that if Aaron Rodgers played for Bill Belichick, he'd have 5, 6, 7 Super Bowl rings. There's something to be said about the mental toughness. Physically, yeah, there's better quarterbacks in this league than Tom Brady. Physically, that can make the throws off platform, throw the ball 100 miles and probably more accurate. But the mental toughness that he plays with, that's where he separates himself from everyone. We are joined by Rob Parker, but first, Skip.
Yeah, Skip, you got to start this because I just threw up in my mouth.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I threw up in the trash.
Let you gather yourself.
Yep.
That quote was pretty heavy. Skip, what'd you make of it?
I appreciate my friend Darren Woodson for having the guts to say this. And by the way, Darren Woodson was one of the smartest defensive players I was ever around. I know we have Rod Woodson on the show, but Darren was right there with Rod as a safety who ran some really good defenses for what should have been the dynastic 90s Dallas Cowboys. And he is in the Cowboy Ring of Honor. Thank you, Darren, for having the courage to say what I have said for years on this show to you two, because I will give you this. Aaron Rodgers with Bill Belichick, just hypothetically, would have won one Super Bowl because we know Aaron won one with Mike McCarthy, right?
Right.
And then it would have all gone straight to hell because Aaron Rodgers would have gotten full of himself because he's got nothing but diva in him. And he would have started saying to Bill Belichick, you can't talk to me that way. You can't talk to my teammates that way. You can't start taking the ball out of my hands, as we have repeatedly seen Belichick say, I think we're going to run the ball tonight. In the one classic game, 2015 down in Miami, I think we're going to run it the whole first half, Tom, and you get to throw 5 passes. And then what happened? We're in trouble here. You got to throw it in the second half. And Tom got the you-know-what kicked out of him in the second half by Ndamukong Suh and Olivier Vernon and all those pass rushers. So the point is that Aaron Rodgers, as Darren said, he would get his ego up because Belichick is hard to stomach. And another quote that we didn't read there, that Jenny didn't read, was he called Tom, what makes him most special is his capacity for handling Belichick. And he's done it for these many years where it's gone on and on and on to the point that he finally had to put his foot down when Belichick wanted to push him out the back door and go forward this year. With
So his ego did get involved at one point in time.
No, I mean, that's just self-protection.
Yeah, that's ego. It's called ego.
No, that's called self-preservation. What are you going to do? After you've won 5 Super Bowls for a franchise, you're going to let that guy push you out the back door? Again,
there are 31 other teams.
It's about credit, and Belichick always got more credit than Tom Brady over the years because Tom allowed it. Tom swallowed his ego. Tom sacrificed his ego for Bill Belichick and let him run the show to the point that all the new teammates that kept coming through the revolving door of Bill Belichick, year after year, Tom Brady would say, this is the way we do it here. Follow my lead. Shut your mouth. Swallow your pride and listen to him and do it his way. He set the tone in the locker room so that Belichick could operate however he wanted to operate. And Tom Brady was so good at playing quarterback that he camouflaged all the poor moves that Belichick made. He could run one receiver in and out the door after another, and it just didn't matter because they kept winning because of number 12. So Aaron Rodgers would have flipped out. After one Super Bowl, I'll give you that, because Belichick is obviously a very good coach, and Aaron Rodgers is a very good quarterback.
Stop it. Great.
But period, end of story, 1. Don't give me 6 or 7, because he just wouldn't be able to stomach Bill Belichick.
This is where I think most of this stuff that's come out this year about Aaron Rodgers is bogus. And I'm talking about across the board. It's always, they can't dispute his arm, his stats, quarterback rating, all-time leading quarterback rating, touchdown to interception ratio, he's the best. All those things they can't dispute. So now because he's had an off year for Aaron Rodgers and because his team is bad this year.
And his coach got fired.
You know what they say? So now they're going to tell me about stuff that you can't measure, that you really can't measure. It's somebody's opinion. Oh, that guy's tougher than somebody. How many times you hear Shannon and Skip, you know what I'm saying? A guy's not really putting up the right numbers, but, what he does on the quarter field, you can't really measure.
Right.
You don't see in the box score.
Yeah.
They say that about people that they really like, and if it's somebody else who they don't like,
Absolutely.
it's strictly about the numbers. And that's what this is about Aaron Rodgers. This assassination of the greatest thrower of the football I've ever seen, we've ever seen, and to think that he couldn't go to New England. He was with Mike McCarthy, who took the ball out of his hands. Shannon, how many games did you watch where they're running, you're saying, you got the best quarterback in the league?
I must have missed those
I
games.
missed those. You didn't miss those games. You weren't watching closely. But to say that he couldn't win with Bill Belichick and those defenses that helped Tom Brady didn't score, let teams score in the second half or the fourth quarter, all those games, you don't think? Aaron Rodgers played 3 playoff games where his team gave up 45 points or more in the postseason. How are you supposed to win? And you call me, you say that's toughness, and he wouldn't be able to win with Bill Belichick? That's nonsense. It's total bogus. It's totally bogus. Aaron Rodgers would have won even more Super Bowls with Bill Belichick than Tom Brady lucked himself into.
That is just laughable.
I disagree with Woody. And I think here's the reasons why. I think what helped Tom Brady is that Tom Brady, his first coach was Coach Belichick. It's a lot easier. I can relate to this. My first NFL head coach was old school, Skip. You know him, Dan Reeves.
Real well.
Anybody that coached me after Dan Reeves, after the long 3-hour practices that we had shoulder pads on Friday. So anybody that came after him was going to be icing, was going to be a piece of cake. Tom Brady could not have an ego. He was a 6th-round draft pick. 6th-round draft picks with an ego get shown the door. First-round draft picks know they're going to be there for a period of time. So this is why I disagree with Woody. Had Bill Belichick got Aaron Rodgers, and that was his first coach. Now, granted, maybe it would be a little more difficult now because Aaron is setting his ways, Coach Belichick setting his ways. But you get to mold someone when you get them first. That's why I say you never let a player set bad habits. Because if you let him set bad habits, as a youngster, he gets good, ain't no turning back. Remember I told you about Odell, Skip? You can't let him have bad habits. You let him have bad habits, okay, you're going to catch hell when he get older and gets better.
Yeah.
Skip, look, we've seen Tom Brady do some of the same things that Aaron Rodgers does. Show a player up, get into a scream. Now, I've never seen Aaron Rodgers get into a screaming match with his head coach. We've seen Tom Brady do it with 2 different offensive coordinator.
Not head coach.
Not head coach.
Josh McDaniels.
You know he can't get into it with Coach Belichick.
He's got the authority.
No, he
he's
does
got
not.
The weight. He's got the cachet.
So what about mental toughness when a coach wants to do what he thinks is the best interest of the team, but you don't agree with it, so you'll go above his head? So where's the mental toughness? Aren't you mentally tough enough to say, you know what? I'm more than Bill Belichick. I'm more than the New England Patriots. I'll take my show on the road.
No, he is the New England Patriots, and he knows it. And he finally said, okay, that's enough. That's the first time in 18 years he put his foot down and said, no, I'm not going to let him get away with this.
There's a lot of guys up in Sing Sing. There's a lot of guys in Rikers up there for the first time thing.
And guess what he did? Did he not stick it to Bill Belichick? He went on to win the NFL MVP after the trade deadline last year. He threw for the all-time playoff record, 505 in the Super Bowl. That's outrageously great.
Guess what? Guess what Peyton Manning did? Didn't he stick it to Jim Irsay? He went and won an MVP. Okay. He went and won the Super Bowl. But you move on. You make decisions, not based on what the guy's done, on what you think he will do. Yeah. Coach Belichick has Skip. His job, his loyalty is not just to Tom Brady.
Bill Belichick is a product of Tom Brady, and Bob Kraft knows that, and you know that.
Well, but Tom Brady wouldn't be the first quarterback not to finish his career. All these great, this is the league, Skip. Everybody. Joe Montana, 4-0 in Super Bowls. They showed him the door. 11 touchdowns, no picks. They said, thank you very much. We got a young guy here. Steve Young's going to be the quarterback. They moved on. It's been done to everybody.
Okay, but Joe Montana was starting to show some signs of erosion of skills. But he did go to Kansas City. He was very good.
He went to the AFC Championship
game. He wasn't great, but he was very good. Tom Brady came back and won the MVP of the league.
Well, that was by default last week.
No, it
last
wasn't.
year.
Yes, it was. Skip.
It was, Skip.
Carson Wentz was going to win the MVP.
Carson Wentz was going to win the MVP.
He was extraordinary, and then his coach sabotaged him in the Super Bowl by not playing Malcolm Butler. Am I right?
No.
You thought it was ridiculous. Yeah,
and
it was.
Skip, you say last year, Carson Wentz had more touchdowns and less interceptions in
Yeah,
2.5 fewer games. And 2.5 fewer games.
What did you see from Carson Wentz? He got exposed this year.
Skip, the man was
He's just
hurt.
not that good.
He's hurt.
Yeah, he's hurt.
Yeah, he is hurt.
Quote unquote. Yeah.
You know what? You need to.
So, you know what? Bottom line, Aaron Rodgers.
How did Tom Brady look to Skip?
Time
Go
out.
ahead.
Aaron Rodgers, blame deflecting finger pointer, and we've heard it from everybody, including our very own Greg Jennings, who caught a Super Bowl touchdown pass from Aaron Rodgers. That's who he is. He's got diva in him, and diva does not work with Bill Belichick.
I think Bill Belichick would look at his skill and say, this dude is off the chart. I can win with him, and he would work with
Bill
Aaron
Belichick
Rodgers.
wins with cogs in the system. That's what he does.
Do you remember what Tom Brady looked like the year after he had ACL surgery, Skip? Remember, Joe Flacco, a rookie, and Ray Rice ran him off the playoff field.
I told you that yesterday. I brought it up. I brought it up.
Well, then you talk about Carson Wentz and how he looked.
Okay, but you're saying that Tom Brady's losing it now. Why didn't you say he was losing it then?
I didn't say that, Skip. He wasn't 41, Skip. That was 7 years ago.
Hey, but before we go, I got something for you guys.
What you got?
You saw what I walked in with today, right? I had on the Jordan
You got the
Concords.
Concord.
Okay.
Yes.
Did somebody give those to you?
Yes.
What
Here
is
you go.
going on?
You got a pair?
What?
Yes. Skip, you got a pair of the Concords?
This isn't from you. This
No,
is from Nike.
It's from my buddy Roland,
Hey.
a friend of mine, Roland from Palmdale. He's a big fan of the show,
Oh,
and he
Christmas
wanted
Eve
to make
early
sure
for
that
you
you guys got these for the holidays.
Does he work for Nike?
No.
Oh,
He
okay.
just bought them.
Oh,
Why
wow.
Jenny didn't get a pair? Oh, Hood Jenny. Yo, you know Hood Jenny.
This is what he gave me. I'm sorry,
Thank you,
Jenny.
Roland.
I mean,
Roland.
okay.
He loves the
his name?
show. Roland from Palmdale.
Roland.
Yeah.
Can I borrow yours?
Well, we gonna
See, Jenny, you can wear those.
yeah, we gonna get Jenny a pair.
All
All
right.
right, I'm not feeling left out at all. But Rob, thanks for
Jenny,
coming, and
Did
we'll
you
see
get
if
a
I
pair?
invite you back.
Oh, Hood Jenny.
We'll see. Was Michael Jordan out of line for
Merry
slapping
Christmas.
one of his players? You got to see what happened. We'll tell you next.